What's up, y'all? Tyler Chrome here, back again, this time with a Q&A. So I put it out on my Snapchat, put it out on my Twitter, put it out on Instagram for people to send me questions, anything they would like to ask me, anything they would like to know. And then here I am looking at these questions for the first time. Not for the first time, I actually took them and wrote them down in my notes, but I have not thought about any answers. I just now went through and wrote them all down, so no planned answers. So let's get this Q&A going. So first question, the first thing you look for in a girl. Okay, good question, good question. The first thing I look for in a girl is if I believe she would be a good wife and mother to my kids. The reason why I say that is because I don't date just to date. Like, I don't date for someone, I don't date anyone who I don't see as a potential partner for life, because to me there's no point. Like, just be single if you're gonna do that. So first of all, that's the first thing I look for in a girl. But another thing I want to touch on is, obviously, the real first thing that I believe anyone looks for is to be attracted to the person. Because if you're not attracted to them at all, being attracted to them is not the most important thing, but if you're not attracted to them at all, you're not going to have any chemistry in the first place. So you have to be attracted to them first. So I think, honestly, if anyone said anything other than being attracted to the person as the actual first thing they look for, they're probably lying, to be honest with you. So that's just my personal opinion on that. So next question. What motivates you to keep up this lifestyle? By lifestyle, what do you mean? I'm gonna assume you mean the fitness portion of my life. So I'm not satisfied or ever okay with being average or the norm or like everyone else. I want to do great things. You know, I want to leave some sort of a legacy when I pass away. I don't want to just pass away and then be forgotten. I want to affect people's lives. The most impactful things that have happened to me in the last few years or 5 or so years of my life have been the ways that I've impacted people through my social media. The people that have literally been in tears talking to me, the people that have sent me these long messages of their story and the weight they lost and all this crazy stuff. So impacting people's lives, that motivates me a lot. Because there's no better feeling, not a single better feeling in life than helping people and changing their life for the better, or being even a small factor in a change in their life that helps them out. Because if I never do this again, if tomorrow something crazy happens and I end up in a coma and I can't speak again until I pass away, I literally am in a coma, I will have done enough for all of this to be worth it. All of this is going to be worth it for the amount of people I've already helped. But why not help more? So that's why I keep going. That's my motivation. Next question, are you a Trump supporter? Okay, we're trying to, those are fighting words right there for a lot of people nowadays. You either love the guy or you hate the guy, it seems like. And to be honest, I'll start by saying this because I think this answers your question in the way that you, at least close to the way you want it answered. I would rather Trump have won than Hillary when the election was going on. I don't like everything about Trump, but if I side with one political party, it's the Republican Party, but I don't see myself as a Democrat or a Republican. I just judge based on each issue and what I believe on that issue. So I don't always side with Republicans. So that's why I don't really affiliate myself with one party or the other. But if I lean more to one side, it's the Republican side. Anyone who was our president, even if Hillary was voted in as president, I would support her. I support whoever is our president because I hope things go well with every president. So that's the best way that I can answer that question. What does a day in your life look like? Well, it can be very different from day to day, I'll say that much. Let's say, okay, if there was a usual for me, Let's say like today, we'll just go with today. So I woke up today, made myself breakfast here, as I gave my dog Cairo breakfast. By the way, shout out to Cairo's Instagram. If you want to follow him, I'll put his Instagram right here. But that's my roll dog. He's with me every day, no matter what I'm doing, all that. So anyways, me and him eat breakfast. I take him on a walk, and let him use the restroom, all that. I maybe do some video editing, normal chores everyone else does, laundry, mow the yard, BS like that. Go to the gym. I like to go to the gym early afternoon. I'm always constantly shooting videos or editing videos, working, making fitness meal plans for people, updating meal plans, all of that. I like to spend a lot of time with family. I do travel a lot, especially this year. I thought when I got out of college or life would slow down. It has really only picked up a lot, actually. So that's the general stuff that I go through in a day. Like working out is pretty much mandatory for me. It's such a big part of my life now. That's really me. That's the things I like to do. I like to meet new people. I like to travel. I like to do my social media. I like to work out, and I take care of my normal daily stuff. When will you come to Nashville? Okay, if y'all are not aware at the moment, if you don't follow my social media that closely, I am living in Memphis, Tennessee right now. That is where I was born and raised. It wasn't actually the plan to come back here, but some opportunities in life that paid well offered me a chance to come back, and even though it wasn't the plan, the money's good and it allows me to travel more, so I do get to go to more places. And even though I'm not living in a place where if I could choose anywhere where I would want to live, Memphis is only a few hours from Nashville, Tennessee, obviously, about 2.5, 3 hours. And I'll probably be in Nashville soon, to be honest with you. I love Nashville. It's fun to go out there. I've got a few friends that I grew up with that live there now. Family there. My mom's sister lives there, and my cousins and my uncle. So I'll be in Nashville soon. I can't give you an exact date right now, but soon. How do you keep yourself motivated to work out? Okay, when I saw this question, I thought for a minute, well, that's a lot like the last question is, how do you stay motivated to live the lifestyle you live? But it's different, and I'm gonna answer it different. And the reason why I say that is because my motivation to work out, there's many factors within my motivation that contribute to my motivation. I'll just go through off the top of my head all of the things that motivate me to work out. So first of all, and I think that if anyone tries to say this isn't a reason, they're probably lying. Maybe not, to each its own, but this is my opinion. To look good. I want to look good. I want to walk down the street or wherever I'm at, the mall, the beach, and feel confident. And when I was younger, I grew up as a very thin kid, very skinny kid. And there's this thing with young men when you're growing up where you're constantly, especially after you hit puberty, you're constantly kind of challenging each other, and you talk a little smack, or you wrestle around, just trying to see who's more alpha. With men, there's always this thing where they're like, even if you don't realize it, like there's this hierarchy of like who's the baddest dude in the room. Like you can tell when people talk to each other, and one of them maybe slumped over a little more, or their voice is lighter when they're speaking, even lighter than it normally is. There's always this hierarchy of alpha, okay? And as a young man, when you're a skinny kid, you don't get looked at ever as the alpha. It's the muscular kids, the really big kids, the ones who are always looked at as alpha, so you constantly have to prove yourself. And that's one thing that always like irritated me as a kid. Like I knew I was tough, I knew I was athletic, I knew I could hang with any of the other young boys, but I wanted people to look at me and think alpha. So that's one motivating factor in me working out, is just being more muscular and a bigger guy altogether. Two would be the way that I help people, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, but the people that see me achieve the physique that I have and maintain it and continue to grow, and it makes them believe that they can do it, because everyone can do it. Everyone can get better. Everyone can have a better physique. So I like to help those people and motivate those people. It makes me feel great to do that. And when they thank me, you know, it makes it all worth it. Another thing is, to be honest, I want to be able to protect my family when I get older. I want to feel strong. I want to feel athletic. I want to feel healthy, to where, you know, injury-free, all of that, to where, like, if something was to go down and my kids and my family, my wife, whoever, my sisters, whatever, need me, that I can be there for them and I can handle things. Those are the motivating factors in me working out. And then also just greatness. I can't leave that out. You know, I want to leave a legacy, and I want to be known. Even when I go, I want to be known. I want my kids to grow up and see, like, look what daddy did. Like, and when you have parents that have done things like that, it makes you believe more so that it's achievable and that you can do it. So I want to leave that legacy for my kids. What is the biggest mistake people make in the gym? The biggest mistake, well, I would have to say that people don't do their due diligence. They don't go on. I mean, Google is an amazing tool. Our phones are amazing tools. Anything you want to learn about or see or find is on your phone. If you have an iPhone or access to the internet, or even just friends who have worked out, talk to someone. Have someone go with you when you first start that's been there, done that, that knows how to lift properly. The biggest mistake I would say is people go in without knowing how to lift in proper form, and they just lift. They don't know what they're doing, and they sometimes they hurt themselves, or they cause problems like knee problems, elbow problems, all that they shouldn't have caused. If they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't have caused those. You're damaging your body more than you're helping it at that point. So do your due diligence, learn the proper form and how things work in the gym. The next person asked, what is the best routine when getting back into the gym? In my opinion, if you had like a layoff from the gym, maybe you had an injury, maybe you just got out of the rhythm and you haven't worked out in years or months or whatever it may be, the best thing to start with is body weight exercises, because you don't want to injure yourself. Push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, all those things. And yeah, some of that seems old school or very plain or whatever, but you can never start in the very beginning, at least for the first few workouts. In my opinion, you can never start too slow, because getting your body acclimated is going to keep you injury free, and injuries are really going to hold you back. If you think starting slow is going to hold you back, get an injury and then see how much that holds you back. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you warm up properly, maybe jog, walk, jog, do your non-static stretching and warming up, but just the general body weight stuff. A little bit of a different question, but we'll go with it. We'll roll with the punches. Original Sour Patch Kids or watermelon? You know what? I like to have a variety. I don't like to go with the just one flavor thing, because I get tired of it. I get bored. I'm gonna go with the original Sour Patch. The watermelon ones are good though, but why not just throw like a watermelon Sour Patch Kid in the bunch of the regular ones, if you ask me, you know what I mean? On top of that though, if y'all haven't tried the tropical Sour Patch Kids, yeah, really good. I need to stop eating them. My damn sister had like 3 boxes of them for whatever reason stocked up, and now I like ate one of them. She's probably gonna be mad, but I shouldn't have been eating them at all. I sit there on my had me a little cheat meal watching some Game of Thrones, and you know, things got out of hand. Who do you got, Conor or Floyd, and why? I like this question because I'm a big fight fan. If you follow me, you know that I'm a big fight fan. If I had to put money on someone winning, I would put money on Floyd winning, because even if Floyd has trouble with Conor, I think that he's going to be good enough defensively to kind of run away in a sense, or stay away. Even if he doesn't throw many punches, he's going to land a few, being quick, and then get out away from Conor. But I think if one person knocks the other one out, it's going to be Conor knocking Floyd out. I don't think Floyd possesses the power at his age, and he has like really brittle hands, supposedly. They break easy. I don't think he has the power to knock out Conor, a young 28-year-old versus the 40-year-old. So if someone's going to knock someone out, it's going to be Conor knocking out Floyd. But if I had to put money on it, I'd put money on Floyd finding some way to win. But who do I want? I want Connor to win. I'm actually a quarter Irish, for those of you who don't know. If you haven't seen my DNA test video, go watch that. What is the best type of cardio to do for cutting fat? Stair climber, treadmill, bike, elliptical, or just old school running outside? I would be in the heat dying of a heat stroke because because I live in Arizona. Well, that's very specific. So that person will for sure know that I'm answering their question, because that they're obviously having a heat stroke in Arizona when they run. So let's not have any heat strokes. But in my opinion, the best cardio for losing fat is going to be HIIT cardio. HIIT. That stands for high intensity interval training. Okay, this cardio is going to be make your heart rate fluctuate up, down, up, down, up, down, which is a lot more efficient for burning fat than is having your heart rate stay way up here, like running for a long amount of time, or stay like generally jogging for a long amount of time. You want to sprint, jog, sprint, jog, sprint, jog, and repeat. And so you do that, and you don't have to do as much cardio that way either, or not as long of a length of time in order to get the same results as you would running for a long distance at the same speed. So I suggest doing HIIT cardio on whatever you like. I've done it with sprints and jogging before. I've done it on an elliptical before, which is not my favorite, but I've done it on a bike before, and I've done it on a treadmill before. So it really doesn't matter which way you want to do it, but HIIT cardio. Okay, here's a pretty cool one, little throwback question. What is your favorite memory about Vine? And for those of you who don't know where this question even comes from, if you did not get on Vine back in the day, that is where I got my start. I was actually up to 250 something thousand followers when they canceled the app, and they just broke my heart. But we got to keep things moving, can never stop. So what is my favorite memory from Vine? Would probably have to be when the show Party Down South first came out. And I don't know if y'all may or may not know what that show was, but it was on CMT. It was kind of like a Jersey Shore for country people. And I watched it a lot. I loved the show. I did a few Vines, like with doing my voice like some of the people from the show and whatever. And they actually, two of the girls on the show, Maddie and Lauren, they actually sent me a Vine video to me, tagged me in it, whatever. And they were like, Tyler, hey, what's up? Maddie blew me a kiss, and I was like, we made it. We made it. So, and that actually sparked a friendship between me and Maddie from the show, and we exchanged numbers, became friends, we talked, and then also her and the guy on the show they call Daddy, his name's Ryan, they actually hosted a New Year's Eve event in Memphis, Tennessee, where I'm from, and I had just happened to be home for that New Year's Eve, and I texted Maddie, and we actually met up before, pre-game together. I got to hang out with them, chill, talk. They're like very cool people, especially Maddie. I talked to her way more than I did the Ryan guy, but Maddie is like super down to earth, very chill, country southern woman, beautiful too. And we became good friends, and they actually let me go on stage with them while they were hosting the New Year's Eve event at the New Daisy in Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of my friends were like there in the crowd, and they're like, what are you doing on stage? How do you know them? Blah, blah, blah. So like that was just a cool event altogether. I was able to have a few guy friends that wanted to meet Maddie go up there, and a few girlfriends that wanted to meet the guy, Ryan, Daddy. And I got to get them on stage, get pictures with them when everyone else was kept off the stage. So just little things like that. That was a really cool experience that came from Vine. And me and Maddie still talk every now and then to this day. She's a cool chick. What protein are you on? Right now I take NutriKey's Whey Optima, and I like the caramel, salted caramel peanut butter cup flavor. It's very good. Favorite vacay spot? That would have to be Destin, Florida at this point, but I believe a trip I got coming up is gonna top it. I believe me and the family are going to Hawaii for Christmas of all times, and so that should be just beautiful. And I've actually already talked to someone that I know from Instagram in Hawaii. She's gonna show us around to some really cool places to get pictures, so that'll be pretty tight. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? Coincidentally, comes after the vacation question. If I could travel anywhere in the world, it would be one of two places. And it's hard to say without ever having been there, but Australia is a place I've always wanted to go since I was very young. I think Australia would be amazing to see the surf out there, and they've got everything. They've got mountains, they've got the beach, the beautiful beaches, all of that. And I hear they love Americans, so like, you know, and it's very Americanized there as well. But somewhere that's really cool that I would want to go that would touch into my actual roots and heritage would be Ireland. I've heard Ireland, the people are super friendly. I'm a Conor McGregor fan. Obviously, like every person you meet there is probably going to be a Conor McGregor fan. We could talk about fighting and all that. Okay, this question comes by way of my friend Tutweezy. If you want to check his Instagram out, he's got hella followers. It's Tutweezy _ I believe is his handle. What race would you be if you weren't white? And he's a jokester too, if you can't tell. So this is a tough question. I don't really know how to answer it. If I could be any race other than white, I guess I would have to say black. I mean, I would like to experience that culture from the point of view of living it. I think that a lot of what goes on in politics and what people talk about today would be more easily understood for anyone who hasn't been or who isn't an African American, changing views to be able to view that culture. I think that would be pretty cool. I think just to be on that side of things, something that you can't experience unless you're there. Shout out to Tup. And last but never least, a question coming by way of my boy Rory Westfield. I'm gonna put his Instagram handle on the page. This is someone y'all gotta check out too. Rory has been my boy for a while now. We both got our start on Vine. He's been on True Life. I've been, you know, kicking it with him in Houston when we had MTV cameras following us for a pilot. I mean, Rory does big things, and there's a reason why. Like, this guy, he knows what he's doing with marketing. He is a clever dude. So shout out to Rory, but here's his question. His question is, what's the absolute best memory you have so far in your life? And that is tough, man. Best memory ever in my life. A memory that stands out to me that made an impact on my life in general is blowing up on Vine. Instagram was blowing up too, doing the whole social media thing, and also at the same time competing in bodybuilding. And I had a young kid at the time send me a long message, and his name's Rudy. Still talk to him to this day. And he was going on becoming a pro motocross rider, or he was pro, something along those lines, but he was really good at his game, which was motocross. And he had a wreck, a really bad wreck, and it hospitalized him, and the doctors pretty much told him there's no reason to think about riding again because he probably won't be able to walk again. And right now, Rudy is busting his ass working out. He damn near has a physique as good as mine, and he pretty much told the doctors, "You're wrong. I'm gonna do it whether you tell me you think I can or not." So Rudy came to me with this long message saying that I was one of the biggest motivating factors for him through my posts and my success to motivate him to get to where he is today. And just like I'm not gonna lie, like it brought me to, you know, tears, because I didn't even understand. I mean, yeah, you get followers, you get likes, you get comments, people that just say all these nice things, but the deep level of impact that you can have on someone's life that I did not even realize I had, it changed my whole way of thinking. I no longer did things because I thought it was cool and wanted to post it or what. Like, I had to be wary of what I posted because I had that deep level of effect on people. Social media has changed my life, and it obviously allowed me to make a change in Rudy's life and for him to be motivated And like I said, we still talk to this day, and hopefully I will get to meet Rudy one day. He lives pretty far off in the US from me, but I will make a point to at some point meet him, because he's had an effect on my life, and he's stated to me that I've had an effect on his. So that was probably one of the coolest memories, is seeing how my reach could affect someone so deeply and truly change their life. Thanks to everyone for the awesome questions. Shout out to Rory, shout out to Tut, shout out to everyone else who entered a question for the Q&A. I always appreciate y'all's love and support. You know, y'all keep me motivated to keep doing this every day, to help people out, and that's what I love to do, is to help people. You know, and I challenge you guys to find your own way of helping people in life, because that, and this is a quote by Will Smith, if you're not making someone else's life better in your daily life, you're wasting your time. What are you doing? Make sure you're helping benefit someone else's life every day, and because that's what makes the world go round. It really is. So thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe below. Chrome out.